This is Gerald Johan van Waas and the educational channel of demonstrations, continuing giving demonstrations in an educational way how you can combine letters and show how these letter combinations really direct you into a certain position, into a certain direction, and into a certain formation process. It works because the underlying structure is based upon a numerological behaviorism, which is analyzed and which shows how the directions are always the same in every letter every time again. But the way how to combine them, just like you combine numbers, it is not easy. You have to learn it a little bit. You can also learn it intuitively. I will go to the word wrap, which I will explain in this video in two different ways to give you more an idea how does this work. You have the different letters, the W, the R, the A and the P. The W is let's say it's a keeping together of elements that are slightly going towards a tendency to go in different directions, but you can still keep it together. The R is like turning around and getting all the material together. The A is centering all the things in one area, and the P is what comes out of a process at the end. At the end, it's pressed out, as you can see here demonstrated. It's best that I don't always demonstrate the forms in an exactly the same way. I still have to understand what is going on, so I will have some variations also. But let's go to wrap. So first, combine the first three letters, wrap. So I'll go downwards. It doesn't matter. I have the so I keep some materials together which are spreading, which are not hold together too strongly, and is a turning movement. There's a movement around a center that I will wrap them together. With the P is the end effect, it will be that we have something that is pressed together, that we can keep there's this kind of movement here that you can sense how this is wrapped up. At the same time, the material is loosely together, but you can still sense how you try to process it together. So that's how it has been wrapped up, and can be wrapped up further as well, as it can multiply its function also further and further. Let's express it in a slightly different way. The W is also like a wave, let's say. The wave itself could have variations. The material is still held together within the wave, even if there are ups and downs that are quite different. It's no regularity there. Then you turn it into a circular movement that you start to wrap it up. Of course, the movement itself, of course, changes position, and it also has to centralize itself around the A, the next letter. The A I will put here, so that it also, the waves will follow this centralized movement, in which I also have the W and the R with the P as the outer effect that comes out of the process. Turning around further, as you can see, so that I can even wrap it up into the process in different directions. as I turn it. I even turn it further, as I can see. That's also how you can sense it. That's the wrapping. That's the essence of wrap in two different ways. I hope you understood this example. The idea of wrapping up and folding something up is getting very close to each other, and that's why I will redo the same idea, and I will take these two ideas apart. The wrapping up has a certain rhythm, and if you take that rhythm you can also use it to fold something up, but it is something completely different, and I will explain the difference also with the combination of letters and how you can recognize these letter combinations in the words. Just start again from the W, which is a varied wave. I will do it slightly different now. I will use the turning activity of the R. Also, you could use it as it turns into a cycle, and it turns into a cycle and takes with it the material. That's what you need to have. But it is a rhythm on a time schedule as well. So you have different parts in it. So let's have the different parts on the as a rhythm together. So on the timeline, so I have the W with R on the timeline, so I'll have sections in that way, sections that I will fold in a way then, yeah, or take together. That's much more better. It's W, R and A. I will not fold them this time, but I will wrap them this time, and I will show you the difference between the folding and the wrapping. I will have to get them together onto center, around a center position. So if I do that, let's use paper for it, for instance. Let's wrap the paper. And there will be the confusing because it's very stiff, this paper. But I will do that on this paper. I will wrap it around it and use it to get the wrapping together. And then I have actually a kind of folding together. And the word, it's because it's very stiff. The word folding also fits much better with this form. The folding itself, as you name it, folding as well, is based upon these different sections, different orders, different directions, as a mixture of directions, random directions almost. And this idea of random directions, where you make choices of directions, it fits best with the letter F, because that's always how the F is expressed. So if I use another word to express that, these random directions, that I will do something with it around the center. Actually, it is not just a center of a material form, it is a central activity around within a certain environment, so it fits much more with the O. So I have this within, I will use this within this area of focus, and I will use pressure points to fold it further. So that's much more the folding than the wrapping. So with a stiff paper, you can easily have the sections that you have in the R that uses sections to make it happen. It will also fold itself at that point. But is it necessary? Not really. And that makes a difference also of the idea of wrapping and folding. It's different. It's much more clear if we use a form that doesn't start from something stiff, because then it will use itself onto the straight positions. Let's use a kind of cloth. These also already start from a W form. So if it's a much more loose form, it's much more easy to express it, because this will also fit with the W much more than with the secondary idea of sections of R, and then it will much more be clear what the difference is between wrap and folding. Here I can only wrap it, I cannot fold it. When I use the same idea to have the rhythmical taking together, I will wrap it together and have the P here at the end. This will lose its grip a little bit because the W is still there, it's a loose form, so I can help it a little bit even and tighten it even up. And when I do that, I'm still wrapping it up further, and it's not at all like folding. I don't need these sections, these rhythm sections. No, I just wrap it together, and that's different from the folding. That's just to give you an idea how words and letter combinations are describing really what you need. And even if you have two conditions that you can say, okay, I can use different conditions, you can name it different and it is already something different. There are two words lying close together in the idea. Now here I explain them why and how. And how this was another demonstration of letter combinations, how they are formed by putting certain letters together that work together and that confirm or contradict each other or work together in a certain way, as you could see here. The list of words that I have demonstrated before you can find on the website. Anyhow, this was Gerald Johan van Waas again. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.